Welcome back to the Notebook Check video review channel, where we're giving you summary reviews from our review process. Today we've got the Acer Aspire V17 Nitro here with the quad-core laptop standard processor inside Skylake. We've got a discrete GPU and an overall score of 87%, which is an excellent score. If you haven't watched one of these videos before, do stay tuned, because this isn't my opinion of this laptop, of any product that I have in front of me. This is a summary of the detailed Notebook Check review process. And if you haven't checked out a Notebook Check review, you need to, because it's very detailed. It includes lab testing. We have oscilloscopes, we have PWM measurements, we have screen brightness, we have thermal cameras, we have all sorts of stuff in our labs that goes through a test process, then goes to an expert reviewer who knows his stuff about the area of the sector of the device that he's testing. For example, here we've got a multimedia laptop, and then I summarize that review often before the English review is done, because this is a process that's done in Germany, where they do some good testing. Believe me, I've been part of a review process before, and it is hard work. This is not just looking at a device for 5 minutes and writing 1,000 words on it. This is a serious process. So that's enough of bigging up the notebookcheck.com test review process. Stay tuned and I'll tell you about the Acer Aspire V17 Nitro. So there are the basic the specs on the screen for you there. A couple of things to point out. Of course, it's got the quad-core laptop class processor there and the discrete graphics card. 2 memory slots, 2 are taken. So if you're upgrading, you'll have to pull out one 4 gig. Well, actually pull out both of those and upgrade those to 8 gig modules. IPS panel, LED backlit, of course, and it is glossy. Now, looking at the hard drive, we've got an SSHD here, which means you've got a spinning hard drive with an SSD cache on it. We'll look at the disk performance scores in a minute, and there is AC Wi-Fi on the Wi-Fi, and we've got a gigabit LAN as well. 52 watt-hour battery in there. That's not huge for such a big device, and this device weighs 3.1 kilos. There's a look at the keyboard, which isn't modified much from the previous model, and there's also a backlight built in there. So good quality all around for the keyboard and the mouse pad. That screen, 17.3 inches, 1920 by 1080. That's 127 ppi, so it's not a great pixel density, although it is a full HD screen. Brightness in the middle, 277. That is pretty average, nothing too high there, but this is a big screen. It's difficult to get high brightnesses on those big screens without impacting battery life. Really good color and grayscale accuracy there up on the screen. Black levels are black, there's a good contrast there. 61.5% Adobe RGB 1998 coverage. We've got some more detail in the full review, so if you're really interested in more accurate detail about the screen, go to the full review. Ports on the left, just a Kensington lock port, USB, and your multi-DVD writer. And on the right we've got the power, we've got your gigabit Ethernet port, full HDMI, full USB 3, USB-C, USB 3, this is an interesting one, headphone and digital audio output, and there's your microphone input, so separate mic and headphone inputs, important for the gamers there. On the front right, full-size SD card slot with the half-length depth to it. So there's some pure CPU performance results up on the screen for you with comparable devices. Now I just want to go back to the V15 Nitro. So we're getting 468 on the Cinebench R15 Multi-64. That V15 Nitro with the U-Series processor was only getting 329 points. So you can see the difference that the quad core is making over the dual core on that V15 Nitro that we tested last week. Take a look at the PCMark Edge scores, and that's pulling ahead there, the V Nitro VN7 with 3,524 points on the home score accelerated mark and 3,993 on the score for creative tests on PCMark 8. The GeForce 945M not pulling in quite the performance that the GTX 960M does on the Schenker that we tested recently, and the Asus N75 1JX also beating it out with the GTX 950M there. Lots more detail on the graphics card in the full review, and let's just quickly switch to a couple of games. We've got a whole set of gaming tests done. I'm going to scroll those up on the screen. From Crysis 3, Watch Dogs Grid, Far Cry 4, Evolve, all working with a middle performance settings, and in fact some working with a full HD resolution at high performance settings. If you want to run Grid Autosport 2014 game at maximum settings, you'll still get 33 frames per second. So good gaming performance here for this laptop. Don't forget to check out the full review for loads more. We've got lots more detail and comments from the tester there. Really importantly, the noise levels. Great noise levels at idle. This is a silent device. 30.1 dB measured, and in fact under load only 38.6, and that kind of score is reflected in the temperatures. Under load 42.1 on the top middle of the keyboard there, which is not too bad at all. Now in terms of battery life, let's start with the full load battery life, because this laptop is likely to be used for gaming, for rendering and those sort of processes. 1 hour 53 minutes, that's quite typical of a 53 watt hour battery in a current Intel processor. Surfing 4.5 hours. Of course you've got this big screen to take into account, and the huge amount of LEDs that are going to be powering the backlight there. Big Buck Bunny, only 3 hours 56 minutes of 17-inch Full HD playback experience. Let's go through some of the pros and cons. Reasonable build quality, and we've got a high quality keyboard and mouse pad on that. USB Type-C connectivity and a good contrast and a good viewing angle IPS screen. Good processing and gaming power, very low emissions in terms of noise and heat, and really a very good price performance ratio at that price. It's a little bit difficult to get the back off this. Let me just pop a couple of pictures on the screen for you of the back removed. The power supply gets a bit warm under load. Of course there's a non-removable battery in this, and if you're into display reaction times, check out the details in the review, because it is a little bit slow in our opinion. Acer Aspire V17 Nitro 2015 version with the Skylake quad-core inside, 87%. That's a really good score. So if you're looking at a 17-inch multimedia laptop, you need to have this one in your list. Check out the review. There are a couple of other devices that this has been compared to, and you'll find, of course, more detail on the screen, the power, the performance in the full review on notebookcheck.com for the German version. Notebookcheck.net is where the English translations are written up. As I said at the top of the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this or got something out of it, and any feedback you've got in the comments underneath on the YouTube page. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video, which is Surface Pro 4. We'll see you on that. Bye bye.